Jaret Goes to the Movies is a free podcast made possible by Rich's lack of a social life, as well as our amazing supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can access tons of extra content each week. Visit jaretgoestothemovies.com and click Support Us. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick, and this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors. And if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like. But my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
Today's a good day to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jaret. This is a podcast called Jaret Goes to the Movies. Right now, it's so crazy. This music is so nutty. Wacky whack, wacky whackity doo. What can you see? Rich is standing up, doing an in-studio bit.
Will is kneeling.
Will is kneeling down. Rich is standing up. Casey and I are continuing to do our jobs like all commentators would be doing.
Chinese food's an international celebration. In my belly.
I knew Will was gonna knee.
I should have known that something was gonna happen because you were so adamant about like when I started talking, and usually it's like, you know.
Well, I would have actually said that regardless, but
I like the joke though. I mean, it's a good one.
it's topical. That will make no sense to anyone listening to this like 4 months from now.
The camera was totally on me the whole time.
Oh, everyone will still be talking about it.
Yeah, are you kidding? It's been, you know that's been since preseason 2016.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I mean, it's
I don't want to watch a lot of football.
Well over a year ago.
Yeah.
So my friend Mike Facebooked a while ago. He goes, "Man, I turned it on CNN and they actually piped in a fucking football game." Good stuff. Anyway, shit, that fucking fucked up my mojo. Like, fucking all like
fucking up the whole country.
I'm feeling all patriotic and shit now. You know what's like spooky music though is like
Today's
this kind
a
of
good
stuff.
day to die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, like how, like on the first of Ozzy, Speak of the Devil. You know that?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's so.
Journey to the center of eternity.
My name's Jaret. Once again, welcome to the program. With me, as always, is Rich.
Hello.
And I like your Hard Rock Cafe patriotic San Francisco shirts.
It's against the flag code.
It is not.
You said flag, right? And my wife, Casey,
It only applies to an actual flag.
Right. My wife, Casey, is here, of course.
Hello.
And, of course, the King of Sting, the Golden Boy, Angry Will, is here. There he is. And
Kneeling Will.
He's been happy. You know why? Foster dogs. He's fucking fostering little
Got stuff to
greyhound
do.
dogs.
We got him occupied.
Yeah. I met one of them the other day. It was so sweet. Just
By the way,
sweetest little dog.
if I didn't have a girlfriend that hates dogs,
Yeah.
I think I'd have a dog right now. I got really antsy for a dog. I don't know
Are you
why.
being serious? You usually
I'm
give
totally
us
serious.
shit.
No, I don't give you. Well, I give you shit for having 3 fucking dogs
I had a dream that we
that are giant. And
Do you
one's
know what I
tiny.
tried to get recently? A skunk. You know that you can have a pet skunk?
Why would you want to have a pet
Because
skunk?
it's like a combination between a cat and a dog.
But why?
Because it's a combination between a cat and a dog. Like, how are we arguing about this? It seems like your mind would explode. You'd be like, what?
Well, they remove their stink glands.
Yeah, they're not all stinky.
Yeah, get them all
you know?
de-stunk.
But they're fucking amazing.
Well, what good are they then?
They're just awesome. They like to sit and cuddle and all that. They actually really just like attention until they don't. And
It's a cat.
it's like a cat, but a dog. You know?
It's so weird.
I don't know. Anyway, so you're antsy for a dog, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah, I want like a French bulldog or something.
Okay.
That'd
Now
be
we're
I
talking
really want
like-
an English bulldog, but they're
There are a lot of health problems. You have to definitely
Slobber.
get the insurance. Not as bad as you'd think. I
Really?
mean, I think they get kind of a bad rap, like on TV and shit.
I thought they didn't have regular births. Like, they don't fit
Yeah,
through
they
the
have
birth
to
canal.
like have C-sections.
Yeah.
I don't want a birth dog. I just wanna have one.
Because of the way that they've been bred to be the way that they are. Yes, they no longer fit through their mother's vagina, but there used to be a time where the dog could actually come out. Thus, they're here on the planet.
Right.
Now, what's the excuse for the Russian not wanting a fucking dog again?
She says she's allergic to dogs.
Right.
I
She
call
doesn't want
bullshit.
one.
Right.
I 100% call bullshit.
She is terrified of dogs. Like, she didn't want to come over here for the
Right.
party because she knew you had dogs.
You know why she's terrified of them? Fucking Russia. They just fucking sick those
No, I think it's
motherfuckers on you all the time.
I think it's a Middle Eastern thing.
You can get hyperallergenic dogs. In fact, you can get, I believe this is
That-
true. Don't fucking quote me. You can fact check me on this, audience. But I believe you can get a French bulldog that is hyperallergenic. I believe-
Hyper or hypo?
Whichever one is good for people.
Hypo.
Whichever one's the good one for people that.
Yeah, she just doesn't like dogs. That's her thing. I think she just says she's allergic, so she doesn't ever have one.
Jaret's opening
Because her daughter wants a dog, and she wants a cat, but her daughter's allergic to cats.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
one of
allergic.
Yeah, people
One of
are
my-
really allergic to cats.
People are really
one of my greyhounds is a Middle Eastern greyhound. A Saluki.
Ooh.
Maybe she's seen it before. I mean, 'cause they're. Like, maybe she saw it running around.
Right.
Just fucking
Could be.
taking laps. Like, oh, there's a dog over there. Now we're both here. What the fuck? How did you get
So is
here?
that what happens? Is like grown-ass men get like dog fever, like 20-year-old something girls get like baby fever?
I think
Is
so.
it the same?
Yeah.
They're like, there's just something missing.
I don't know. Have
Something
you
that
ever
shits
been
on the floor.
Have you ever? Because you don't even strike me as the kind of person, and I don't mean. And I don't.
Yes, he does.
You know that I love
He
you.
means it exactly the way it sounds.
No, you know that I love you, and I know that you have amazing friendships and all that, but you don't strike me as the kind of person that's ever like had like an animal that you just fucking loved. Like
Fletch was my boy.
You had a
My-
dog?
I had a Siberian. Well, yeah, I've had 1, 2, 3,
o'clock, 4
4,
o'clock.
5, like 5 or 6 dogs. So
Oh,
far.
okay. And you
Yeah.
liked them, and like you
I bought them.
you fed them and shit. Like
yeah, early on, I had 3 dogs in my first marriage.
right.
I had a Siberian Husky was the first purchase,
Okay,
and that was my dog.
gotcha.
And he was, I mean, we, did everything together and stuff, but he was crazy. He was Houdini. He could get out of
Yeah,
anything.
those fucking dogs are hard.
They could get out of anything. And then we had a little cocker who was my wife's dog.
Right.
And then I don't remember why, but I got like a Lab Chow mix, which was the best dog I've ever had ever. It was just like subservient. Like it just followed me around on my heel and just did whatever I wanted to do. Oh, you want me to come? Where do you want me to go? It's just like, oh, it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And it was protective, of the house and stuff. It was
Like
just
Milo.
great.
Yeah.
Like Lab Chow mix.
King is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good mix though. Those
But
are
yeah,
both good
I had dogs forever, but they're responsibility, and I just got sick of it after a while. Oh shit!
We forgot to press record.
Oh fuck!
Fuck.
On the whole thing?
No. We recorded everything up until we started the show.
We have to do the clip and everything. That's gonna play great.
Now I'm really glad we're live, guys. This is so fun.
Maybe
damn
I
it.
should just take the audio from the video and pipe it in.
Can we do that?
I can. It might sound that way, but
Fuck it. We'll just do it. Just put a
Yeah.
compressor on it.
yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
We'll
we
do it.
got
I don't want to start the show over again.
No, we're killing it.
I know.
We're doing dog talk.
We're murdering right now.
Dog talk. Dog talk.
Oh, that's what the podcast could be that Jay does.
Oh yeah, so we got
Dog
it. Yeah,
talk.
yeah, we got one trying to come into our network. Welcome to Dog Talk. This is Jay.
I love
believe you
dogs.
were-
How the fuck you doing? Today we're talking dogs.
Little dogs.
That's the first time this has
Big
ever
dogs.
happened.
First time ever. Yeah. I did do a 5 questions once with Rod and James, and I forgot to record it.
Yeah, but for show wise,
no, we
but we made that way funnier than this. This is not funny.
I mean, it's kind of funny, you know. I mean, for those of you just joining us, we just now actually started recording. So if it sounded funny up until now,
yeah.
But you know what? We're fucking here now.
We took the audio from the video and patched it in before the actual podcast actually was recorded.
Later on in the show, David Murray and David Dooley, 2 of our Patreon supporters, will duke it out on a game of 5 questions.
Yeah. Anything
Anything exciting going on, Rich? Like, what's happening? There's like one day the Russian's moving in, one day she's not. One day you're going to New York, one day you're not. Like, you're just a fucking... It's crazy. And you like order. You like structure.
Yeah, I do.
So
Very
it
much.
seems like... are you rattled? Or
No.
are you feeling good?
No, because I just do whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that rattles her.
Right. Yeah.
She wants me to do what she wants me to do.
Right.
And
But will she do what you want her to do?
I don't ask her to do anything.
He like had to fucking solve that like a math
I
problem.
know, it was like a puzzle, a mind puzzle. No, I don't ever, I'm easygoing. I don't do what you want to do. I'm fine with it. Can we talk about your tour that you just did?
We can. Yeah.
I have a specific question.
Okay.
What song did you write for Shrek 2?
Ah.
Because Accidentally in Love sounds just like a BFS song.
Interesting.
That's a question from me. by
I
the way.
submitted a couple of them actually. The one that we wrote specifically for it, I believe, is called. What I did was me and Casey Diorio from the band Valve, who owns Valve Studios, where we record a bunch of stuff now. His old band had a song, and I loved the chorus to it. And I was like, dude, let me write new verses to that chorus, and let's fucking just submit it for this movie and see what happens. We got into the running. I can't remember what we called it though. It's
He
like,
had it in the bag until he wrote a BFS song.
I'll think of it in a minute. But yeah, so I thought we had it. I really did. And then apparently Adam from Counting Crows fucking woke up one day happy, wrote a goddamn song about strawberry ice cream. And like, it's just like, yeah. And again, like nobody told me. So it was like one of those things where I was just like kind of waiting on word or whatever. And then finally they're just like,
Shrek 2
man.
comes out.
Yeah.
and
Well, no,
this song's-
actually, ironically, I did end up getting a song on the trailer. So they used No Hablo Inglés on the trailer. It's all fucking, very ancestral. But I finally, somebody told me, and they're like, hey, you didn't get it. And I'm like, well, fuck, who got it? They're like, Counting Crows. I'm like, Counting Crows? What, does fucking Shrek kill himself? What the hell? I mean, like, he fucking slits the other ogre, Cameron Diaz's throat or whatever the fuck, like, Jesus Christ. Like, then I heard the song and I'm like, that motherfucker, because like up until that point, like the only song that they had that was happy was that Pave Paradise and Put Up a Parking Lot, and that's a cover.
Yeah, they didn't even write that.
Yeah, so anyway, I was and I love Counting Crows. That's the thing. Is like, if you're gonna lose your heroes. It's like when we lost the Grammy, I so wanted to lose to Bon Jovi just because it would have been so kick-ass to go, fucking went and saw them when I was a sophomore in high school. Fucking flew out over the crowd and shit. Skid Row opened up for them, like fucking You Gave Love. And it would just been awesome. But now I've fucking lost to No Doubt.
But it did sound
I like
like
No
a
Doubt.
It did sound like a BFS song.
I don't hate No Doubt, but I'm not certain that we should have lost to No Doubt, I mean, there's no doubt that we deserve to be there, What's the question?
I just thought it sounded very BFS song. Like someone said, hey, go write a song like Girl All the Bad Guys
All right,
One or
so
whatever.
in truth, and I told this on the tour, so if you got word...
I saw the video
Okay.
of you telling this story, and that's what led me down the rabbit hole of searching all this up and
Right.
everything.
So to be honest, what we always got during that time was, we're looking for something kind of fresh, new, like something with like a little bit of edge, but kind of happy, like something like a Hey Now You're an All-Star by Smash Mouth. And that lasted for 7 fucking years.
Right,
you know, it was just like everything. You think you guys could do like a Hey Now You're an All-Star? And it just, so there's a reason why that fucking song is on every movie ever, because it's like nobody could recreate it. I mean, it's just like, it's already there. They already did it. Like, and nobody wants to go out there and like, I mean, I don't know.
Even they couldn't recreate it.
No. Well, that's very true, actually. They have a couple of good cover songs, and they're nice people. But no, you're exactly right. It's like, why would that song need to be recreated? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it'd be almost like if you were like, hey, could you do...
But that's how they work, though. I mean, it's like, we need this type of actor. You know, Hollywood is always this. We need something like this. We need a Robert De Niro type.
Do you want to know how it really works on placements?
I do.
They've already fucking synced that in, and they're looking to replace that shit.
Oh.
And they don't want to go to a hack that just does a sound-alike or whatever. So they've got to try to go out and get something to replace it, because they don't want to give them $100,000. They want to give somebody $10,000.
Right.
And fuck, because the way that placements work is, once you do it, it's a work for hire nationally. When it goes internationally, you can get royalties off of things like that. But if you get, as you know, if you get a song in a movie here, it's a sync fee. Half goes to the master, half goes to the writer, and then that's it. They can use it all they want.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was an interesting time, but the tour was great. Thank you for asking. If you're just joining us in this conversation, I just got back from the United Kingdom doing my first ever solo tour. I named it Heartache and Hilarity, and I kind of went through all of almost like a chronological sort of thing.
I heard nothing but great. Like, they were going gaga over that.
Man,
format,
I've gotten amazing reviews.
Yeah,
and I mean, honestly, some of the publications aren't really Bowling for Soup fans, but I think if you went there and just watched what it was I was trying to do, like, you'd be like, well, he at least accomplished what it was he came here to do, and you can't argue with the fact that it worked.
Well, the fact that some of the people in the audience were crying and then laughing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and sometimes in the same bit, which was crazy, because I did a deal about my best friend that died in 2007. I'm not about to cry. I actually do have something in my throat right now. But I would joke during the story. So you actually had people with tears in their eyes, like doing the thing where they laugh and then it goes back to that thing. So it was very special. It really was, man. I mean, everybody was great. Of course, Manchester was the greatest ever. And it was just it was an awesome, awesome tour. And the Lounge Kittens, give them a shout out. They opened up for me, and they rode my bus, and they just fit in so good. They're like, they speak in movie quotes just like me, and it was we had a really good time. Great crew, great crowds, and happy to be back. Actually, you know, we're now it's just kind of getting ready for this Warped Tour cruise, and me and Kelly, as soon as all the hurricane stuff passes, finish our record and start looking into 2018. Making this podcast the #1 podcast on the planet.
We also need to do our song soon.
You're right. We do need to do that. Okay, we're going to put that on the calendar.
All right.
That's a calendar item.
Okay.
We're going to do it. Well, thanks if you're listening, and this is your first time. Thanks for being here. If it is your first time, you might want to go back and go pick your favorite movie that you've ever watched that we've done a show for, and listen to that one first. And then you'll kind of get the vibe. Then you can come back to this one and dive right in. I want to do some. First of all, an announcement. This is the last week that you have the opportunity to. Well, actually, when this one comes, okay, we'll just extend it. Fuck it. All right. So this is the last episode. So this week, when you're hearing this is the last week where if you do subscribe to our Patreon, then all of the proceeds will go to the relief efforts for the hurricane. So this in no way is a ploy to get subscriptions, because you can literally subscribe for $1, get the merch discount, buy a shirt, and we don't make any money, and we give the $1 to the people, and everybody's happy.
Right. I think that's correct.
Yeah, it works out, right?
It was hard to follow, but yes, I think that's right.
Anyway, whatever the fuck, like it's just, if you've been waiting to subscribe, this is the time. You get all the perks. You get the outtakes. Or you can get the Skype hangout, or you can get your name mentioned on the show, or you can do 5 questions. Any of that shit would be great to have you, and the money goes to a great cause. This is a Tim Toole and Matt Cardosi production. I don't think the bosses will be calling in tonight, but we do know that they're both doing well, apparently at a big meeting trying to get this show actually televised in Tel Aviv. I want to thank our new supporters. James Ratcliffe and Michael Turlock are both dollar subscribers. Those guys now get access to the week's outtakes, and this week's actually are going to be fucking awesome because that was a really great lead up, and it should be good. Emma Morelli is a new $5 supporter. I believe she actually now has access to all of the archive outtakes, so there's that. Our executive producers to the show are also Patreon supporters. Those do include Tim Toole, Corporate VP, Matt Cordosi, Corporate VP, David Murray, who you'll hear from later in the show, Ashley C., who just had some surgery. We want to wish her a very fast recovery.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, some crazy shit went down, and our thoughts are definitely with her. Sheila Ray Wonder, Wendy Croft, who was a good sport about me talking about her having a three-way, David Dooley, who you'll hear from later in the show, Diane freaking Small, Big Chris Whitehead, who I met on my tour and took a photo with.
That's right.
Lucy Murray, Rodon James, who I saw a couple of times during the tour, Eddie Weiss, Lisa Wenzel, who me and Casey just went to go see Frank Turner with the other day, 2 days after I got back.
Who's Frank Turner?
It's one of my favorite artists. He's from the UK, and it was fucking great.
It was a one day after.
One day after. And it was awesome.
It was so
Sean Umbeck, Joel Robinson, Nigel Watson, Greg Pascal, Chris Holt, Tyler McCullough, Mark Ryan, Sue Hurst, Josh Millman, Jason Randall, Les Zaldor Zalewski, Katie Morgan, Jared Spear, Mike Breton, Shawnee Griffiths, and Chris Jacobs. Thank you guys so very much. And if you want to hear your name every week, just go be a supporter, and you will. This week we're talking about the movie Flatliners. It came out in 1990. 5 medical students experiment on near-death experiences that involve past tragedies until the dark consequences begin to jeopardize their lives. It seems like it's a little dramatic for a summary, because only one of them was ever in any danger.
True. Well, I mean, danger of death, maybe.
Yeah. And they didn't have near-death experiences. They actually fucking died.
Yeah.
Right?
It's called near death because they came back.
Oh, otherwise it'd be a death experience.
Yes.
Understood. I get it. All right. I'm sure you have something for us over there.
Over to Rich for his alternative synopsis.
Flatliners, 1990. The well-known vampire Doc Holliday gets a bunch of his pals to commit suicide so he can get punked like a little bitch by a 12-year-old. Don't worry, he was just hacking on you, like literally hacking on him, like right in his mouth.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, the loogie thing was crazy. It looked real.
It was like chunky.
Yeah. It had some like dead guy stuff in there.
There was something going on.
Yeah, he had like coughed
Even
up,
saving that one up for a while.
coughed up some kind of crazy shit. So a few things jumped out at me as I was watching the credits at the first. So this is a Joel Schumacher movie.
Yeah, I noted that too.
Yeah, he's
Very style over substance kind of director.
So the same. So the Batmans that he did,
Right.
were very much sort of dark like this, right?
It was like off the set of one of the Batman movies. It even seemed like the steamy streets when he's walking down the alleys and stuff was very right out of the...
Lots of plastic.
Yeah.
Clear plastic going through clear plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I noted that. I'm like, where in the fuck are they? Like, why are the streets are all empty, and then all of a sudden there's a Halloween party and people are like in this fucking satanic oval, and it's just like everything looks like they're in some sort of like cathedral from ancient Greece or something.
Right.
They're like in
yeah.
a college, right?
I know, but even the hospital beds being all in the same room in this like Greek theater or some
Right.
shit. I don't know, man. It was very much
Very Schumacher.
I
Sure.
guess. And you know what? I don't really. I mean, I've seen some of his movies. I
He
noted
just
on
is-
there them.
He's just... I mean, when I think of that 80s style, I think of a lot of his movies. He
Yeah.
just has that I don't know, it's just very style over substance. That's the only way I could really put it.
The clear plastic thing is a very interesting thing to observe because I wouldn't have said that out loud, but now that you say it, it's like even when they're crawling through the window at like the end of the movie.
Yeah, in like the bad part of town.
And he hasn't been there since he was a kid, but it's just pristine plastic over the window, but just blowing just right so they could squeeze out. It was just
They
like
wander into the wrong room and like Dexter's in there, like just fucking somebody like oh hey guys. That's what it felt like.
it really did.
The thing that I always notice in TV and films that drives me crazy was very prevalent in this movie, which is apparently there are no overhead lights.
Yeah.
Right.
You're in a hospital, you're in a classroom, you're in wherever.
It's very imperative that you see inside the cavity.
Turn the lights on. Literally in that scene where they had all the hospital beds, there's lamps, big lamps over every bed. They're not on.
That's interesting. It is really dark. Like when they're working on the what do you call it? The cadavers or whatever, the dead bodies. Cadavers, yeah. It's insane. It to me, it's so unrealistic. And I wondered, I thought to myself, I was like, what did I think about this like 30 years ago? You know, did I think, man, this is fucking awesome. They're like really working on dead bodies because that motherfucker would be lit up like a Christmas tree in there so they could see all the shit.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be bright from every single angle.
Right. So you could see the precise cuts and all that.
You think of like a hospital or something to be that bright. It makes it feel cleaner and, you know.
Exactly.
Your tools are very visible, not just over the
It all looked
the
dingy
body and
The very first scene with Kevin Bacon where he's trying to save that person's life, I hadn't seen this since it came out when I was in high school. That was the last time I saw it. I was thinking to myself, is this a dream sequence? Because it's so dark and there's like neon around the door sills and it's super dark.
Neon. That's Joel Schumacher also.
You know what I thought?
He loves fucking neon.
I thought same sort of scenario. I thought, oh shit, okay, this is one of those where I don't remember it like this, but they start backwards. He's already dead. You know, because I have seen it before.
It's like some dream sequence.
This is his thing where he's dead, and then as
no, it's the hospital.
It's just the hospital.
Just
There's
the way
no
that
lights.
the way that the hospital looks. Well, I can actually tell you why there was no lights. And you would think Joel Schumacher, like his style or whatever, but I think maybe he had to sort of adapt because they made this movie with all of that cast for $26 million.
Oh, they couldn't afford the lights.
No,
being on.
exactly. Yeah, they couldn't fucking afford the electricity.
You can't have Julia Roberts and lights. It's not possible.
No, well, that's just it. It's like, as I was watching this, did it not feel overall that it was shot in a hurry to you guys? Like, to me, it felt like it was a lot of one-take stuff. It felt like it was a lot of, it was like they were on some sort of schedule, and it was like, let's fucking shit this movie out. We've got this amazing cast, this amazing director. It's produced by Michael Douglas, who got cancer in his throat from eating vagina. Like, the guy's a fucking rock star.
HPV.
Yeah, he did it, guys. But but anyway, the thing went on to make $61 million. So in the new Flatliners, apparently they're going to turn the lights on.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
It'll be colored lights, but they'll be lights.
Yeah.
So after saying all that, did you like the movie or did you not like the movie?
I did. Yeah, I did. And I didn't remember enough of it so that it wasn't ever not interesting. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've forgotten a lot. I mean, I knew some key moments.
Yeah. So I knew I knew who everybody was going to run into. I knew the little African American girl with the potty mouth.
You remember the sex tapes and all that?
I remember this. I actually didn't.
Oh, really?
Until right whenever he's humping the first girl, right when I heard the sound, I'm just like, is he fucking Julia Roberts? And then it was just like, oh no, this guy's like a fucking crazy like pervert.
Yeah.
But I did remember the little kid, like, because I remember I was 18.
Wasn't that the same plot for that Sliver movie he was in? Didn't he record girls in that movie? Or am I just conflating
I don't think
the two?
I saw that.
I definitely haven't seen it.
Okay.
But no, I really did. I liked it. I think those are kind of my complaints I think if I were to comment on it negatively, it would just be like, this didn't age all that well. I don't think the acting is good in it. I think Kiefer's great, and I think Oliver Platt. Let's talk about the cast real quick. So Kiefer Sutherland is in this, obviously. He plays Nelson. I actually love his transformation in the movie. Like, I think it's so good that he kind of starts out as like this brain, who behind it all, and he's demanding of it or whatever. And then almost like they become his experiments through all of it, you know?
Yeah.
And at first it's not like that. He's like, well, when I go again, you know, and then it becomes, oh shit, I don't know that I want to go again. Let's get everybody else to go again, kind of thing. Because once they start arguing about it, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just
Right.
like, whoever wants to go, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know. But I loved him in it. Obviously, I don't think we ever really feel negatively about Kiefer, right? We all like him.
I
No.
thought it was awful.
Him.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
He's doing his best Kiefer. I thought I didn't have a problem with it.
I don't know. I didn't like the character development. It was like he was trying to be all the Shining, but still Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And I just liked his original character, and I think they could have done it without being so extreme, and then it became kind of cheesy.
So by the time
That's
he's
the 80s.
by the time he's at the
This
cemetery,
was 1990.
Oh yeah.
by the time he's at the cemetery, I 100% agree with you. Actually, again, amazing description that I wouldn't have thought of, and that is The Shining. You almost expected him to start dragging his fucking leg and shit.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, I agree with that, and I do think that it got a little bit over the top. Like, I think he could have.
In the beginning, he was kind of like, he kind of like that asshole friend, but kind of charming. And then by the
Yeah.
end, like there was literally a scene like towards like the middle of the end, and I was just like, why the fuck are they friends with this guy? Like he's
Right.
the most annoying human I've ever heard in my life.
Well, and also
Climbing walls and a grown man like chasing and looking behind him, like he can
now
catch
that I'm,
me.
but
Like,
now that I'm thinking about that too, the thing about it is like at that point, anytime he was by himself, he had gotten the shit beat out of him, and he was so like in
yeah,
that
he
truck
clearly
or whatever.
Like, lost his mind.
So okay, so he's running away and like, I've lost my mind. I'm gonna go find
I
him.
get what they're
You know?
doing. It just I didn't enjoy watching it. It kind of
Yeah.
made me just feel like, meh.
So you
Will-
didn't like the movie?
Love the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Will,
Just didn't
Kiefer?
like that.
I'm not a big Kiefer Sutherland fan.
Yeah.
I like the movie. There were some touching parts that I liked a lot. Kind of cheesy. The plot was thin.
Had you never seen it before?
I saw it in high school. In
Oh,
the
that's
theater.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the whole plot was real thin.
Well, that's the thing. I thought to myself, like, as I'm watching it, like, man, they really kind of could have made this badass if they could have extended it, which is what they're doing with this new series, right?
Yeah.
Are they making like a series out of it?
No, it's
a new movie.
Is it? Oh, I thought they were making a series. I thought my mom
No.
said that. But anyway, I'm sure they're going to really dive into it and maybe get
I would have
more.
liked them to explore more of the what's happening when they're dead and more supernaturally or
Yeah.
whatever.
It'd almost be cool if they do it in real time. Like you would get like the full 3 minutes of that, you know,
Oh,
of
okay.
like just in their head, you know, and then like, I don't know, there'd be a way that you could rewind it and watch what's going on. I realize that that's stupid and it's not my movie, but by the way, I spent 4th of July with Kiefer Sutherland at the Windjammer on the Isle of Palms one time, and his bio says he's 5'9". He is 100% cheating a couple of inches for sure.
Right. He's me.
Because he was barefooted, and so was I, and he is definitely 2 inches shorter than me. And
I think he
I'm
means
5'9".
he's 5'9" in the movies.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
It's kind of like
Super.
NBA tall.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. We had so much fucking fun, and it was like pre-cell phone, so like I don't like stay in touch with him, but he did do the guy who directed the bitch song video, High School Never Ends. All of
Yeah.
those original ones went on to direct a bunch of the 24s,
Oh.
and so like he remembered us and all that shit, which I thought was cool.
Well, I love the movie. I think it's a tentpole 80s movie. Yes, it was 1990, but it's still, I think, firmly entrenched in the 80s.
Made in the 80s.
Yeah. I think it's one of those movies. It's like, yes, like Lost Boys, like this one. What's the other one we just watched?
The one with the cowboys.
Oh, yeah, Young Guns.
Young
I mean, those are just tentpole movies of the 80s. I mean, which, I don't know. I really liked it.
I liked it. I'm going to be on your side for once on something, on a beautiful lady. I thought Julia Roberts 100% phoned the shit out of this movie in. She's fucking terrible in this. Like, her lines are so uncomfortably badly delivered that it's just
But she looks
really
super cute with glasses on.
She's adorable.
I think she met the acting prowess of everyone else. I don't think anyone really
yeah, compared to Kiefer
slayed it.
Sutherland, it's
Yeah,
not
I
like...
don't- I
No,
mean,
I'm getting-
it
so-
wasn't really. It was just I liked the chemistry with them all, even though the dialogue was like super rushed. I did feel like it was like made in 3.5 days.
It did feel like that,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It was on a budget,
Yeah.
but the way the chemistry all came, it was kind of that
Yeah.
Young Guns chemistry. They just all sort of came together, and it just worked for me. I don't know why it was.
expected to take a pretty hefty nap during this because we'd have
She
like
did,
a pretty
yeah.
long day. Like
We
I
had a
was
long
like,
day,
all
yeah.
right, we'll see you in a couple hours.
Yeah, she stayed
And
away.
show up, and I watched the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it really was like Interesting.
And I'm not harping on the acting. I'm giving my opinion and telling you that usually I think that she's amazing. But there was just a lot of moments where I'm like,
what was the budget again?
That's unbelievable. $26 million, and you have at least one $20 million actor in this who's Julia Roberts, and you know that at some point Kiefer and Kevin were getting 11, 12 apiece.
Yeah, so she acted what they paid her to.
Yeah, well, there you go. I love Kevin Bacon. Everything was fine until he threw the fit in the thing, and I was just like, oh, Jesus, why didn't they give that one another shot?
When he did his yell acting?
When he did the yell acting, when he yelled at God or whatever, and like kept hitting the thing, and I was just like, oh, man, he could have maybe just one more try. You know, we could fucking really lock in on yelling at God, because it was unfucking believable. William Baldwin is just he's such a side thought in the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, like I think he was there to be fucking eye candy, and, you know, that was pretty much that.
I mean, Alec Baldwin is a great actor. He is really, 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 really good. And
not
he can do
only is he
anything.
a fantastic, correct. So not only is he a fantastic actor, he can sing. He's an amazing improv comic. He can write. Everything. I mean, it's just he's so fucking well versed.
But
And he's boss baby.
Yeah,
and he's fucking boss baby.
I feel like Billy Baldwin had the same je ne sais quoi, the same thing that Alec had.
Me too.
That he just didn't do anything with it.
That the other two brothers didn't necessarily have.
No.
100% agree with that. Yeah, and I think the older brother, Daniel, I think his career has been exactly what it should have been. He never was out of his fucking element. Everything that you see Daniel Baldwin in, it's great. And then I think you're exactly right. I think Billy Baldwin, I always have wondered why he's
still acting to this day, but it's in weird obscure
shit.
Stuff.
He was on something that we watched a few years ago, where it was like about this rich family, and they had this lawyer, and actually Kiefer's dad was in it. I cannot for the life of me remember what that was. And then who's the youngest brother? He's doing like fucking. Steven is doing like fucking.
He's all Christian.
Yeah, but he's doing
Christian.
like whiten your teeth commercials now and shit. You know, it's like.
He's a pastor. He has his own church.
Yeah. So maybe he's super happy.
He is really happy.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm fucking glad. Tell him I said hello. The best acting in the movie is obviously Oliver Platt. I've never seen him act bad. That dude is a fucking
he's great.
Yeah, he's
monster.
awesome.
He's like, what's his face from the guy that passed away that was just in
Philip
he's
Seymour
a
Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
He is just everything that guy does. He's badass. It's fucking acted perfectly. He could switch gears at any time, and he's
really good.
It's a pleasure to watch that fucking guy. But yes, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. I think what I was going to say earlier was this would be one of those ones where you would be like, did that movie age well? You know, like if I sat and watched that with Emma, who's 14, you know, like think she would it register, or you know,
probably a little slow.
Yeah, it'd be slow for them.
a little bit, but I think it holds up. You know, it holds up fine. But I mean, it definitely not one.
I think it holds up for us. I think they do need a new Flatliners for the younger generation.
Right.
But I think they're gonna fuck it up. I think it's gonna be terrible.
You know
Who's
me.
it? Ellen Page is in it, right?
Yeah.
You know me. I don't like the remakes, but you know,
I mean, I'd never seen this before, and it was made 30 years ago. So I mean, I didn't think it was.
This
awful
was
to watch.
made the year you were born, so I
Good
mean that
year.
does say a lot. You know, it's not like I like a lot of movies from 1972.
That's what I'm saying. Like it held up fine.
Yeah.
For me, but I don't think our kids would.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, no, I think this was a great choice. I actually was thinking today. I was just like, man, do we need to keep doing this thing where we like the sequels coming out? We did. I was actually really glad that we did it, because I was like, you know, this is a good movie. The cast is fucking great. I think, you know, definitely cool to see those guys at that point in their lives, because Julia Roberts is about to become the biggest star on the planet at this point, right? You know, I mean, this is like just post Pretty Woman, I believe. Pretty Woman's like
Yeah, I think
88, 89, I think. And then Kiefer Sutherland kind of coming off of just this fucking insane ride. You know, Kevin Bacon coming off of fucking Footloose and all that shit. So anyway, good pick. Good pick, Rich.
The doctor was saying I was dying. And I saw myself in the bed and everything. And I started to float out into the hall. And then into this tunnel toward this light. And it was the most beautiful light I ever saw. And I heard this voice. And it was the most beautiful voice I ever heard. And it said, I'm going to take your baby. But you are going back.
You just fucking, you just hear that one dude that plays God all the time saying that to her.
Morgan
Like,
Freeman. I'm gonna take your baby.
I am going to take your baby.
This is backtracking.
That sounded pretty good.
Thanks, man. My first try ever.
I'm backtracking just like one step, but this is actually the same year as Pretty Woman.
Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense.
That's how they got her for so cheap.
I bet you're right, because
Yeah.
she had probably, because
She
that
probably
movie
did this
fucking
movie first.
maybe. That's why, because I just said that. So in 5 questions, you'll hear a comparison of her, right?
Right.
In a robe and the hairdo, and it's the fucking same.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of
Yeah, it
sense.
does.
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing is that Pretty Woman was like in March and Flatliners was like in August.
Okay, it would be interesting to see like when they were actually made.
Mm-hmm.
So Julia Roberts is going through
Let's
just
talk about
interviewing
death, though.
interviewing people. Yeah, okay, so she's interviewing people who died, and it's so funny though how 3 very different people that she's interviewing have 3 completely different experiences.
Well, and then later she says there has to be something because there's all these people that they all say the same things and see the same things.
Right.
And I'm like, you just interviewed 3 people.
Yeah, none of them
all
said the
had
same
different things.
Yes, definitely.
I think that's a little bit of seeing what you want to see.
I don't know, man. Death scares the shit out of me. Like I believe
Why?
in something, and I don't want to get into what that is because I think that's crazy. It opens myself up to a lot of shit that I don't want to deal with.
So you don't want to talk about what you think happens when you die.
No.
Okay.
But the thing that I'm scared of is just nothing. Like I don't want to just be nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. The most terrifying thing in all of it is just that it's just like just the idea of just being erased, and that's just it. You know what I mean?
Let me put, because I think about this quite a bit, but definitely when watching this movie, I thought about it a lot. The thing is, and I feel like human brains can't comprehend this. Okay, let's say, just for argument's sake, everybody out there that believes in an afterlife, follow with me. Don't get caught up in me saying that, let's say there is no afterlife and you do just die and you snap out and you're done. Mm-hmm. What's scary about it? You don't. It's you're gone.
Yeah.
You can't be scared because you don't exist.
Maybe
anymore.
I'm not
To
scared.
clarify, this is the point that human brains can't understand.
Yeah, human brains do have the problem with comprehending not existing.
Human brains.
You won't feel guilty. You won't feel regret. You won't feel anything. You'll just be
Right.
gone. You won't miss anything.
Maybe people are.
Hang on, Tim's calling.
Maybe
This is okay. Tim, tell him to hang out and listen. All right. So my therapist actually had like his idea of like he had like his theory on like sort of like how what life after death is or whatever. And he said he was just like, like once you're gone, and to me this seems so profound. He's like, what's left here of you? And it's like, well, there's all these memories and there's these
Right.
stories and there's like, now I've got this fucking arsenal of 19 albums and videos all over YouTube, and I'm not even near done. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I am leaving a fucking footprint,
Right.
And not just because I've gained weight.
So don't be scared of death if we all wipe out.
Okay.
And the reason why, I want you to think back to the 1800s.
Okay.
Think back.
Right.
How did you feel back then? How did you feel?
Well, I was born a poor black child. And no, I mean I don't know. I mean I guess I can only imagine.
You understand what he's getting at, though?
Yeah, no, I get it. He's saying if I were on this planet before. I mean, I've never. What?
That's not what he's saying.
No,
How did you feel in the 1800s? You didn't feel anything
Right.
Because you weren't.
Okay.
You didn't exist yet.
All right, fantastic point.
What I'm saying is that is death. That's death.
Dude, he's actually making some.
It already.
It's cogent.
The guy's making some fucking sense. I say we join the cult. We get a free haircut.
So we've been not alive before. Is what you're saying.
When were you born?
72.
72. Okay, before
Holy
72,
shit,
you were
you?
dead.
Right. Okay. You're right. That's a good. Actually,
dead.
you know what? That's a fantastic point. So it's not going to hurt.
Right.
It's you've already.
You'll
been
feel
dead.
the same
You've
now.
already been dead.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, I feel much better.
But what's awesome is sometime in the future, it's going to feel like a second. You're not going to notice it. We're all going to be back, and we're going to have Jaret Goes to the Movies 2,500 or something. You know, we're all going to be back.
You lost me.
That's how it works.
Okay. I like it. We'll just fucking redo this shit. We're going to redo it until we get it right.
Do we have to do the same movies? 'Cause
No.
Okay. I just wanted to be able to reuse the clips. So
yeah, it's fine. We're not doing Arthur ever again.
It'll be the classic shit. Yeah, from 500 years ago.
Okay.
But back then, you know, it could be Will. Will could be the rock star at that point. You know what I mean? And
that's when I start fast forwarding through everything. You're breaking up, Tim. You're breaking up.
We're gonna and a large Coke. All right, go ahead with the afterlife.
So I mean, you don't have any fear. You don't have any regret. You don't have anything. You're just gone. You don't feel anything.
What if you're just afraid of it being over?
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I think maybe afraid.
So you're afraid of living, not to the fullest.
No, I think
that's a good
I'm
thing.
just more.
Maybe you want more.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like this. It's like, you know, I'm for all. I mean, you know, I'm probably gonna live to see my daughter get married. I'm probably gonna live to see my grandkids. Like, am I gonna live to see my grandkids get married? You know what I mean? And like that stuff that I don't want to miss. You know, and it's like something that, like, if I were lying there dying, I'd be sad about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. So that's sort of where I am now. But again, I'm not really getting into what I think because, actually, to be honest, I just told you guys what I think. I really don't know what the fuck happens.
Do you think you'll live to see me get remarried?
I think based upon your behavior lately, there's a pretty good chance. And I'm totally joking. Please don't fucking hit me. I love you so much.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody knows, and I think you know, I think we all have our opinions on things, and you know, there's science and
well,
there's
I know
religion.
no one knows, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess
everyone. You know, there's a lot of people that have faith in something.
The thing about it is, if somebody knew, we'd all think they were fucking crazy anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they could fucking point it out and we'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy's right. And we'd all agree.
Yeah,
all
there's
of a
no way to
sudden.
prove it. You can have faith in it.
For thousands of years, we've been arguing over this.
I hope there is. I hope I'm fucking wrong. Like
that's kind of the whole point of what Kiefer's doing. He's trying to prove what
yes,
it is.
Right.
I agree.
I don't think you can prove it in 5 minutes. I think it's a long escalator ride if there's a heaven.
Yeah.
You know, haven't you seen Heaven Can Wait?
Yeah, right? I mean, you got to wait around in the clouds for like
it's a
15
whole
minutes.
thing, you know what I mean? And then you got to wait on your, isn't it St. Peter who's just chilling up there like waiting to fucking judge you and shit?
You got to get to the gates, stand in line.
There's a lot of yeah buts. It's like, yeah, and you did this. Yeah, but there was this, and you did this. Yeah, but this thing was fucking, damn it, St. Peter!
Didn't I already say no to this?
Look, I've already got Steckel and Hurley, 2 of the top GPAs in the school. All I need you to do is handle the injections and the IV.
Forget it, Nelson. I have no interest in watching you kill yourself.
I think you do.
Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Today's exam will be scaled. 3 A's will be given, 5 B's, 10 C's, and the remaining 4 will get D's and F's.
Let me be honest about something. On a scaled exam like that, I'll kick a couple of people in the kneecap. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll just take a couple of people out to know that.
Wasn't that your biggest takeaway, too, from that scene? I was like, okay, it's a scene. And then she starts talking about the grades, and I just got fixated
Me too.
on the grades.
I'm just sitting there going, like, I'm going to accidentally slice that guy in the arm, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, like, accidentally slip, and I'm going to fucking elbow that guy in the temple.
It upset me, because I was like, what if they all got 100%? How will they decide?
Yeah, I thought a little bit. It's like, what if they all got A's? But I think the whole point is, hey, look, there's not an unlimited amount of jobs. You have to do better than the person that you're competing against. It doesn't matter if you get an A. You have to do better than them.
If you think about it, it's like any other competitive thing. You're right. There's not everybody's going to make it. They've got to weed them out somehow. It's like trying out for a sports team or for the 1 o'clock lab band at North Texas or for whatever it is. I mean, there has to be, contrary to popular fucking belief, this day and age, there has to be winners and losers.
That's right.
We've got to bring that shit back.
Honestly, you can be really good and be a loser.
I honestly don't fucking care if they ever give Everett a participation fucking medal ever again. I don't care. And he doesn't care either. Yeah. He likes to get the fucking photo or whatever, but he doesn't give two shits about that thing because he knows he didn't earn it and he saw every other kid get it. It doesn't matter. He's more proud when he does something and he knows he just did some shit. Like we had his birthday this weekend, and then yesterday we went and we did this thing at his school or whatever. And that little fucker, he whipped out all the months of the year and set them in an order, and then he started doing this thing. He started doing multiplication in front of us and stuff, and it's just like, then he felt like he did some shit, you know?
Yeah.
And anyway, I'm so over, like, even when I think it was, isn't it James Harris? Oh, you guys aren't sports guys. So there's some big sports
Tom Brady
hero guy who his kid got a participation medal, and he made the kid go give it back. He's just like, he didn't earn this if everybody else got it. And so obviously I realize I've just gone on a little bit of a tangent. And if they give my son a medal, I'm gonna obviously let him throw it in the floorboard, and it will be there with the rest of them that are literally still in the car from the last 3 years. So, but you know, I get it. I mean, you have to, again, you got to, and they're doing they're just waiting on motherfuckers to crack. You know what I mean? Like in med school, they're just waiting on them they know they're going to tear themselves down.
Right.
You know, you just keep the pressure on.
By putting themselves in near-death situations.
And speaking of crack,
exactly.
Speaking of cracking, why is he climbing out the window? Is that I thought it was of a dorm or something, like he was escaping some kind of
drove me crazy. Like, I literally sat there waiting on Casey to say something, and she didn't say anything.
Was I watching?
And I don't know.
Was she on her phone?
Maybe.
I was not on my phone at all.
She actually wasn't on her phone this whole movie, to be honest. She's been doing really good about that.
I was drawing that thing.
Oh yeah, she is working on a bunch of art stuff, and so she was like doing like 5 minutes in and 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
I was listening to all of it, but I don't think I saw that.
He throws his bag out the door. And I hated this I hated it so much because Kiefer Sutherland's somewhere, and then some kid runs up and warns him, like, have you heard about this? And he happens to show up right when the bag flies out the window, and then Kevin Bacon is rappelling out the window. It's just, what? Why is this necessary?
When I first saw it, I thought, okay, he must be on some kind of, he's locked in his room because he's on some sanction. He was, you know, like on dorm arrest for doing the thing, and he was escaping. That's just his apartment.
Yeah.
That's just how he leaves his
apartment.
apartment.
That's how he goes out of his apartment.
But think about it. You've got a rope that's permanently attached next to your window. When you leave, you can't lock your window from the out. There's no key to lock you. So anyone could just then climb back up.
The guy's literally calling a meeting that consists of like, hey guys, want to kill me later? So I feel like he's not like, who fucking cares?
They actually cut the scene, and I did look this up. There's a scene, while they're talking, he sets the rope on fire, and it burns like a wick. Burns itself out, and then he feels it's fine to leave or whatever. So like Kiefer's like, hey, do you want to go get a coffee? Like, we can't leave yet.
That makes more sense.
We're just waiting on this to.
The electric current will stop my heart. When the heart is dead, take the mask off.
Where's Manus? I thought you said Rachel was coming.
Steckel, shut the door.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna draw 20 cc's. You handle the injections. When the EEG flatlines, the brain is dead. We'll be exploring. Give me 30 seconds. Flip the blanket onto warm. Take me up to 93 degrees. Slow. Inject 1 cc of adrenaline. And at 1 minute, Joe, you come in with the defibs. And you bring me back to life.
With brain damage.
Why do they need all these experts? I understand why they need Kevin Bacon because that's the person who's going to bring him back. But why do they need Julia Roberts, who's an expert at putting a syringe in your arm?
They need her to do. They need her to do this. Honestly,
because she's a woman, so she's a nurse. She can do the shots. Right?
That is sexist.
Because she'll never really be a doctor, so she'll
You're
be the
fucking
nurse.
spot on. So
That's
they
why.
need. I do agree. Sorry, but I do agree. Like, why did you need fucking 5 people?
Yeah, you could have had just some junkies doing the needles.
Could have had Julia Roberts' dad. What? Too soon?
Oh.
I love this magic blanket that turns blue when it's cold and red when it's hot.
Yeah, totally.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, like
it was awesome.
like that's a real thing.
Yeah. The
So
blue light makes it cold.
So I love they're already killing him, right? And Oliver Platt's just over there reading the letter, like
at the window,
and he's just
trying to get
"You
a
know
good
what?
light.
This is fucking bullshit. This exonerates us from nothing. It's so bad.
That's the first thing I thought of too.
What's up, dudes?
Hey.
How are you? Okay, I can see David Dooley. I cannot see Dave Murray. There he is. Hey, we can all see each other.
Woohoo!
Guys, it's a Tuesday night. It's party night. All right, guys. With us is David Murray, our original supporter. First guy, I believe. First $50 supporter. And David Dooley, my favorite fan at acoustic shows because of his amazing laugh.
That's correct.
They are going to play 5 questions. Guys, are we ready to do this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, this is a game called 5 Questions where we will ask you 6 questions, and the highest score is 7. Now, David Dooley, you said you were able to watch the movie through osmosis, I believe. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So
yes, I may have fallen asleep while I was playing on my laptop.
Understood. And does the porn star get mad when that happens? And Dave Murray.
Only if your camera's on. That's another thing.
Dave Murray, did you watch the movie Flatliners?
I did last night.
All right, this is going to be a good one then. All right, question number 1 is actually about the movie Flatliners. This movie starred, of course, many of our favorite actors from that time in our lives, and one of them was Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's hair looked better in Flatliners or Footloose? That's right. Kevin Bacon's hair looked better in Flatliners or Footloose. Could also be an age-appropriate situation. Sometimes maybe he wouldn't want to wear one haircut at a certain point in his life. We will go to Dave Murray first. Dave Murray.
Flatliners.
Flatliners. He's going Flatliners. Dave Dooley.
I went Footloose with a question mark.
Okay, I'm sorry. They're both incorrect. It's actually Footloose with an exclamation point.
Damn it.
I am very sorry that both of you guys got that. That was like one of the most...
That's like your hair, and you did the hair and all that.
It's one of the most influential haircuts of all time. Like, everybody wanted to copy that. All right, so I feel bad penalizing you for the question mark, David Dooley, because you did technically get it right. But I do make the rules as I go. All right, question number 2 will also deal with the movie Flatliners. Apparently, true or false, apparently this experiment could not have happened in one of their apartments. True or false? Apparently, this experiment could not have happened in one of their apartments. They needed to be in this grandiose room that they've snuck into and had to whisper loudly, where the where the fucking electricity could go off at any point. This is where they needed to be. They could not have taken. They literally had 2 fucking stands of equipment that they could have taken anywhere else. True or false? This could not have been done in one of their apartments. We'll go to Dave Dooley first.
True.
That is true. And we'll go to Dave Murray.
Absolutely true. Ambiance is everything.
Ambiance is everything. The answer to that question, of course, is true. It needed to be that. It would have been silly to be doing that in someone's
Well, I think it was
apartment.
right across from the hospital. So in order to go to a place that was secluded where they could quickly move that stuff, I think. Right. No,
yeah, I
maybe
mean,
not. I don't know.
it made a lot of sense to me.
Sure.
That's right. Scenes from the movie Flatliners that involved Kiefer Sutherland after the midpoint would remind the viewer of what other popular Kiefer Sutherland movie that was made in the 80s.
Ooh.
Let's think about the vibe of the movie towards the end. And think to ourselves, there's a graveyard and he looks crazy. What other movie might this remind us of from Kiefer Sutherland's 80s catalog? Looks like David Dooley may be stumped. David Dooley, are you stumped?
Completely.
He is completely stumped. We'll go to Dave Murray.
Was there a
Sounds
muscly
like a
saxophone
vampire
player?
movie to me.
Oh, shit.
Lost Boys is absolutely correct. He squeezed it out. Very, very good. That was a tough question, David Dooley, and I feel bad. I'm rooting for you here. And remember, I can always give you that Footloose point back. All right, going into question number 3, Dave Murray with a commanding 1-0 lead. 1-0. 1-0. You did the bendy thing. All right, in the movie Flatliners, Julia Roberts wears a robe and has her hair exactly the way that it fell in what other Julia Roberts movie that we all know and love? That's right, she has on a robe and her hair is exactly like a movie in which she played a prostitute in.
Mystic Pizza?
Her hair is the same, actually, in all 3 of those movies, by the way. Okay, we're going to go to David Dooley first.
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. We'll go to Dave Murray.
I have not seen it, but I too will guess Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman is correct. In fact, my calculations are correct in my mind. She actually does a robe with that same hair flip and the talking with her hands thing in 17 motion pictures.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Steel Magnolias.
Yeah, it's this exactly the same, right?
It was definitely Notting Hill.
I would have actually accepted Notting Hill or Steel Magnolias actually if either of them would have gotten that incorrect. All right, here we go. But I was thinking that, but okay. So we go on to question number 4. It is now 2-2. Is it 2? They both got 2 right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3-2, and we're going into question number 5 because they both missed the first one.
Right. Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, so question. My gosh, guys, we have flown past this game. No wonder we got passed up by the networks. We would have only gotten 1 commercial break in, and then it would have been like, hey, the show's over. You guys will have to play 2 rounds. Unfortunately, my mind doesn't work that way. I can only think up 1 round per week. All right, question number 5 going in for 5 questions with Dave Murray and David Dooley and my 2 favorite dudes ever and these guys and all this. This is me thinking of a question. All right, question number 5.
We know.
Is going to deal with the movie. I keep wanting to say Steel Magnolias. This movie, this will also deal with Flatliners. This is actually a tough question, and I would like to wish you both good luck. The cast of this movie it does have some very important actors from our time, namely Kiefer Sutherland, the Kevin Bacons of the world, Julia Roberts, the guy that I can't remember his name, but he's a really, really good actor, and what Baldwin brother?
Oliver Platt.
Is Oliver Platt. What a great actor. Even in this.
He's a Baldwin?
I don't know if he shaves or not. All right, so both of you guys, it seemed like you both wrote down with confidence. Dave Murray, what you got?
That is William Baldwin.
William Baldwin. We will go to then David Dooley.
William.
I would have also accepted Billy. That's right, Billy Baldwin.
That's right.
Okay, William Baldwin is correct. It is now 4-3. We go now to Rich's bonus question. I don't have a...
No.
All right. Here we go.
All right, guys, sorry, but this question is like one of those math word problems that we always got in middle school. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Kiefer Sutherland is a Caucasian male standing at 5'9". Kevin Bacon is a Caucasian male at 5'10". Billy Baldwin is a Caucasian male at 6'2". Oliver Platt is a Caucasian male at 6'4". How many of their penises could Julia Roberts fit into that fish mouth of hers at the same time? How many of their penises could Julia Roberts fit into that fish mouth of hers at the same time?
It does go to show you, though, the magic of cinema. Because there's no way you would think Oliver Platt was the tallest one out of all of them. There's no way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Whew. Can't wait to see what happens here. All right, we will go to, of course, David Dooley first.
I went with all four.
All four he went with. David Murray.
Well, I think it would take some Cirque du Soleil shit, but I think they could do 4.
With all four.
The correct answer is 3. There's no way Oliver Platt's huge penis is fitting in her mouth with the rest of us. Because you know he's gargantuan. He's not a very attractive guy. You know his penis is huge if he's in Hollywood.
All right, well, that means that it is still 4-3, ladies and gentlemen. And we will now go over to Will for Will's wacky hard question. And this question goes first to David Dooley for the steal.
All right, David Dooley. Today's hard question, you can choose your category. The categories are science, animals, sports, movies, or sex. Please
How
choose a
about
category.
animals?
All right.
Thank God.
What do you call a group of parrots?
Besides a group of parrots.
I want to guess after he.
I know this is wrong, but I'm going to say a gaggle.
That's what I would have said.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
The answer is a pandemonium.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, unfortunately,
These people
Dave
are just
Dooley,
bored.
Dave Murray is our winner. Now, Dave Murray, would you like to go ahead and choose a Will's Wacky bonus question just for fun?
Just to rub it in.
Yeah, let's do sports.
All right, sports. Name the only U.S. city where all major sports teams have the same colors.
Have the same colors?
Yes.
Would that be Seattle?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's
Pittsburgh.
not correct. It is Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Black and gold.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Nice.
Sorry,
We did it. You should have phoned a friend. We're like kind of on the phone already.
Jared, that was for you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, guys, you guys are awesome. Seriously, I realize I kept you guys 36 minutes and 19 seconds. And I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your schedules to fit us in. We have a busy couple of weeks because of my tour. We're actually doing this one tonight. We're doing another one Friday and another one next Tuesday. So busy, busy, busy. And, man, you guys know we love you. And we'll talk to you soon.
I got you. Have a good one.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. See ya.
Can you recall any specific emotion or sensation, heat, cold, anything like that?
You can't break it down into specifics.
Well, they say they see a tunnel with a light at the end.
No. But there's something out there. It's comforting.
Do you have any idea how big this is? Can you even imagine?
You walked on the moon, buddy.
Okay, you could use some air. I think you guys could get some fluids.
Thanks for saving my life. It was so much fun.
It is at this point in the movie, they've been hinting at it the entire motion picture, but it's at this point in the movie where they all start whispering uncomfortably all the time. Yeah. So in every fucking scene, it's just like, yes, but what are we going to do about this? And we're the only two fucking people around. Why are we you're in a convenience store. Who gives a shit? Why are you good? Yeah, it's really hard to describe. I don't want anybody else to hear. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Kiefer is a pro at dramatic whispering.
Yeah. He is fucking really great.
Can we talk about what he saw and why he saw it? Because, okay, so he dies.
Yep.
He legit dies. No brain activity. And then he comes back to life.
Right.
Here's my theory on it, I guess, is what I'm getting at. The time that your brain starts now refiring all the synapses till the time he's like coherent, like awake and lucid. The 15 seconds, 30 seconds or whatever, your brain is going crazy.
Yeah.
It is, making
It's trying to
connections
figure
all
out-
over the
it's trying
place.
to figure it out. Yeah.
Now, remember in the last 2 or 3 podcasts, I talked about the whole chemistry class where we choked ourselves. We had people choke us. We would choke ourselves and deprive our brain of oxygen.
Yeah.
And then we let it come back, and then like one of the girls was like convulsing, not convulsing, but like I guess convulsing. She was like,
seems safe. Yeah.
She was shaking and everything as she was doing it. When all the oxygen was coming back to her brain, you dream during that time, and the dreams feel like they're 30 minutes long.
Right. All dreams do, right? Like when
you can fall asleep for 30 seconds on the couch.
Yep.
You feel like you dreamed for an hour.
100%.
That's all this is.
I feel what you're laying down here. They could have seen all of this in the pre and post part of the near death part.
Right.
Correct.
When they were dead, how do they know that they...
Right.
How do they know when that was happening to them?
Exactly.
So that's not where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going with why these 3 to 4 scenarios. And basically to me it seems obvious. It's like, where is the guilt in your head? You know what I mean? He feels guilty for killing the kid.
Yeah.
She feels
I'm
guilty
sorry.
for
I should have clarified. I don't mean in this movie. In this movie, they're obviously manifesting some weird thing. I mean, I'm just saying in real life, when you die and you have these afterlife visions,
right?
It's easy to explain that. It's all that shit's firing back up. And I'm not saying there isn't an afterlife. I'm just saying that doesn't, you having dreams about afterlife stuff does not prove that there's an afterlife when you die and come back to life, because all that shit is firing off if you go to sleep or if you choke yourself. Don't do it, but all that stuff starts firing off and you have dreams that feels like 30 minutes long, and it's not.
No
It's
rational
the same
human
thing.
being, though, is taking someone's word for there being an afterlife just because they fucking died and came back. Like, if we're gonna fucking...
There's movies about it.
Okay, but if you're gonna believe it, you believe it. But it can't just be like, I saw this light and this guy said, and then Morgan Freeman was like, I'm gonna take your baby. Whatever. I was way better the first time.
Yeah.
That one fucking sounded like I'm gonna get fucking shit for like fucking. Why are you slave talking, you son of a bitch? But the thing is that like you could tell me anything. You could say there's a fucking girl down the street, and if you go down there, she just gives you lemonade, and I'm gonna be like, I'm not fucking gonna go down there and just like get fucking lemonade, because what if she's not gonna give you lemonade? That's a simple fucking explanation. But what I mean is like, I'm not taking your word for it. If you're like, dude, I fucking died during this fucking surgery.
Right.
And I saw this light and there's this thing and they said it's not your time and I came back. It's like, that's not enough.
Yeah, no.
I'm going next.
Wait a minute. Nobody is going next. You're looking for answers? There's no answers here. I think you just saw what you wanted to see. Give it up. It's getting too dangerous.
Who the hell are you to...
We can't turn back now. I'm going further. 150.
2 minutes.
Whoa. You just said that
I changed my mind. 2 minutes.
210.
220.
Well, looks like we found a winner.
Wiener. Now, so this is really where the whole battle for Julia Roberts' love comes in.
Who else was battling for her love? I think
All
it
of
was
them.
Really
Oliver Platt, especially.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
no. Kiefer Sutherland and Kevin Bacon are obviously like in this weird tug of war. And
No, William Baldwin was like making the moves on her during the cut-up.
I mean,
I know,
any
but
one
these
of them would have
two-
had sex with
no,
her
these
if
two
she
are
was open to
one-
it. But
Okay, A, she ends up with Kevin Bacon. Secondly, here in just a second, he's gonna fuck with her, and he actually says the fucking words where while he's down.
I'm not disagreeing with you about Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon, I'm saying, is the only person that was interested in her romantically, and I think Kiefer Sutherland was just like other things are on his mind.
Nope. He's like, "Are you going to be upset if he dies, Rachel?" That's what he says. He says, "Oh, what if he didn't make it back? Would you miss him, Rachel?" That's what he says.
Who says that?
Kiefer Sutherland. Then he adds 5 minutes to the thing, and he's fucking with her because he's basically like,
he's not trying to.
he is trying to.
romantically-
Why does he? Why the fuck? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think it started like
I think
the
he's
first time
a-
that Kiefer Sutherland went like down, and she stayed like over at his house, and he's like, yesterday would you thought you were spending the night here tonight, and
It's definitely there.
I think Kiefer Sutherland would have sex with her. Yeah, I don't think he's romantically interested in her at all.
Guys, if you were hearing this, I would absolutely love your thoughts on whether or not, because he is 100% romantically involved. But the bidding is happening, and then we get the, did you see anything negative? Like, oh, no, I didn't see anything negative. Everything was fine. And nobody wants Julia to go for some reason. That's the thing, is because everybody doesn't want her to be dead because they all just want to put their TTs on her face as hard as they
it'd be
can.
way easier. They could all do it if she was dead.
And they know exactly where she's going to end up. Hi-yo!
She's going to Ohio.
I still don't understand why you stopped us.
Something happened to me on the L today. Something very strange.
That's why you stopped us. Listen to me. There was this girl, dramatic Winnie Hicks, I think it was. I was in elementary school with her. We used to make fun of her, all right? I was on the train. I heard someone call me names. I turned around. I swear to God, she was standing right in front of me. Still only 10 years old.
Well, maybe it was a hallucination. Or maybe you fell asleep, thought somehow triggered by submerged guilt.
No, I was not asleep.
Guys, I've seen some odd things from my past, too. I thought it might be brain damage.
In your case, it probably is.
I love that little side note, too. Like, I almost wrote that down. All right. So, obviously, the whisper fight.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. We all made it through. So Julia Roberts, she sees her dad, right? I totally remember. I think I would have known what this was, even if I hadn't seen the movie. Like, it seemed obvious, you know, like him sitting on the side of the tub, and
oh right, yeah.
You know, the room that she's not supposed to go.
Did you guys catch on at all? I mean, you must have been catching on that when the lighting was blue, it's very ominous, and something bad's gonna happen, and when it's orange, it's warm, and it's not a bad thing at all. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely.
That was, at first I was like, oh, that's interesting, because you saw it from the beginning, and then they just started overusing it, and I was like, this is a little bit too much.
Well, you definitely knew that she was like going to see her dad and stuff when like the red lights would come in. But I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it.
No. I don't think he was speaking negatively about it. I think it was one of those things where it was just supposed to like do this whole feeling, like when you go into Target and you're supposed to follow the yellow if you're in the mood for a bathing suit. But if you want groceries, you got to go to the red part.
Right.
You know, it's all fucking psychological paint. But what happened was, and I'll go ahead and skip to that part, but she goes into her dad to the bathroom at the end, and he gets up and hugs her, and the light turns normal. Did you notice that the room actually got bigger
Yes,
as well?
I had a problem with that because it was an obvious fake wall moving.
Yes, yeah.
And not like CGI like my brain is used to seeing,
Right.
where it just the room just gets bigger.
Right.
But yeah, it was like you could see the
You could literally
slit.
see it getting bigger.
It was weird.
So and then the camera did like a roll around on whatever the track is.
Yeah.
So you can. What's funny is if you've ever been on a movie set, you have to know like how she had to walk in there. Like she had to walk over a bunch of shit and step in just right. He had to like step over, hug her. They had to sort of stand in a certain situation
so the camera could go around.
Camera could go around him and all
on
that.
a track.
Yeah, it's so fucking crazy. But yeah, I'm glad you guys noticed that too. So Kiefer announces, you know, I mean, everybody's decided that, you know, this is all what's happening or whatever, and our sins are coming back for us, and they're pissed, right?
Yeah.
Am I in the right spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Our sins are coming back for us. They're fucking pissed. And, you know, everybody's like, you should have told us. And they're right? I mean, like,
yeah. What a
dude,
dick move.
like you've got, you're, this happened to you, and now you're getting the shit beat out of you. And the first time you tell us that it's two guys, the second time it's like, hey, man, you know, kind of let us in on this.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we don't need to go fucking have Bobby Sue Lavorne from the third grade who beat me up come back and fucking kick my ass again. That's a real person, by the way, who really did beat me up in the third grade, because my dad told me that I could never hit a girl, so I tried to throw my shoes at her. I only had 2 shoes, and then she fucking kicked my ass.
Surprised you even remember me.
Oh, yeah, I do remember you. And I also remember the way we treated you back then. You were a little shy, and I was a real jerk, and I'm sorry. I mean, I wanted to say I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? That was so long ago, I don't even remember what you could have done. Let's not dredge up all that stuff. Sherry, go on in the house.
Well, however we made you feel, it was wrong. I mean, we were wrong.
Yeah. I mean...
What's that story that you had where you like stole some kid's lunch money or something?
No, I punched him in the mouth. And
oh my God, Jaret.
Yeah, it was so stupid. And I felt so
You didn't tell
bad.
us that part.
No, I did. I told you that
part.
part.
The mouth punching part?
Yeah,
I thought you just took his lunch money. And
No, I didn't.
And then you brought it back?
No. I punched him in the mouth. Then the next day I gave him my lunch money because I felt terrible.
Oh, that's right.
And then I sat with him at lunch for the rest of the year.
He probably wanted you to go the fuck away because he punched him in the mouth.
No, it worked out fine. It worked out fine.
He's like, this is a real lose-lose, dude.
And he didn't tell on me. And
does he get free backstage passes?
No, I don't even know where that kid is anymore. I do remember who it was. I mean,
he has a bad drug problem now.
Well, yeah, he's fucking missing a tooth and shit. Like
he looks a little methy.
It's a whole
Got
thing.
a really bad domestic violence situation going
Jesus
on.
Christ, man.
From the beatings that he took as a child.
He's beating his kid.
It's not something that it's not something that I feel good about, and I definitely, again, it's something I feel terrible about. I felt terrible about it right when I did it, and the next day, again, I gave him my lunch money, and I sat with him every single day at lunch. I was always like super, super nice to him, and
it's weird that I've never once punched anyone first, and you have.
Yeah,
I definitely have.
Yeah, and she's not just talking about me.
Okay, you told me to do that.
That's true. That is
thought
true.
It would be funny.
It was funny.
It was funny.
Fucking hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've done a couple of fucked up things. The only other thing that I did was like really fucked up was I brought a carpet knife, like a carpenter's knife, like a utility knife.
Yeah, you told that.
To school, and I told everybody it was a switchblade.
Uh-huh.
And then we were walking home, and
Oh.
like there was this kind of nerdy kid. I was in the 4th grade. There was this kind of nerdy kid or whatever, and everybody picked on him all the time. And I was like, I fucking pulled it on him. Like, and I think about it all the time, like how my life could be different. Like if people were like, now, if you're like, this motherfucker pulled a knife on this motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And I wouldn't have done it. I don't think I would have done it today because now we're scared shitless
Well, and
of
you're
everything.
a grown man now.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, back then we didn't have police in school. We just didn't have.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the effects. Like if Jack did that in the 4th grade, what you would have.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I really do. It's not something that I'm proud of.
He'd be in the alternative school.
Right.
Immediately.
And there's a few things that I did that would have wound me up there. But luckily I wised up pretty quick and, just became literally the nicest person on the planet. Yeah. So, I got that going for me now. Julia freaks out here and turns over the fucking cadaver body. And I actually really like, though, that the teacher cuts him off and goes, hey, maybe not go that way because it's going to reflect on you. And he just goes, fuck it. And splits. Is everybody getting tired? Come on.
That's a good friend, though.
No, I'm good.
What does that mean?
I just didn't remember that scene.
Oh, gotcha.
I was trying to play it off. I'll take one.
Stop it! Where's Billy Mahoney? Where is he? There is no Billy. There's no one here, man. It's just the 2 of us. We're all alone. Go.
I've got several questions about this scene. First of all, Billy Mahoney is a manifestation in Kiefer Sutherland's mind.
Right.
Apparently.
So is Kiefer Sutherland imagining that he doesn't know that the Billy is sneaking up on him from behind the truck?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So he's imagining that he doesn't know that Billy Mahoney is behind the truck sneaking up on him. Got it. All right. And the second thing is, why does...
Wait, isn't he just imagining that he knows that?
No, because he was in the truck just kicking back and chilling
Right,
and
and
waiting.
then his imagination-
And then we see from behind the truck Billy Mahoney sneaking up on the truck.
all right.
He has no idea that Billy Mahoney's sneaking up on the
Gotcha.
truck.
I see.
But if he's a manifestation of his
Right,
mind, he
yep.
wouldn't appear until he can see him.
Interesting.
Or whatever.
So we
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen it until he sees the flash of the red jacket.
Right,
go by.
exactly.
Interesting.
So, and then the second thing is, Kevin Bacon, that's his truck.
I guess he doesn't know how it operates, and that
He
there's
doesn't know that there's a flap in the back, and he doesn't need
A
to
loose
smash
flap. A loose flap in the back.
flap. He doesn't need to smash in the window to get into
of
his
this
truck.
very antique vehicle, which is probably very difficult to replace this glass. Right?
And you also
It's like
know that very
plate
nice
glass.
woman inside that he just apologized to heard the crash, looked outside, and was like, Holy fuck.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
That guy's gonna come back in here and fucking kill me later.
Yeah, he's
crazy.
He's holding a pickaxe that his friend just cut his ear off with.
Yeah, his friend's covered in blood. He's holding a pickaxe, breaking fucking windows.
Oh my god!
Like, honey, we gotta fucking move.
Yeah, seriously. Please don't let him near the greenhouse.
It's
Jesus
like that,
Christ, we
it's
weren't
like that
tired of
fucking Adam Sandler movie where he's like phoning what's his name, telling him he's sorry.
Yeah, he's like,
he
oh, yeah, no
scratches
big
him
deal.
off the
Oh
list.
yeah, totally.
And starts putting on the lipstick.
No, it's fine. Okay, appreciate it. He's like, maybe we can get a coffee sometime.
What was
yeah,
that?
I'd like
Billy
that.
Madison?
Billy Madison. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
So, so when he first arrives, this is so again, we're on to the flaws in this scene. But the windows are down. And so Kiefer Sutherland rolls the window up and then starts yelling for David, like literally in the same scene. Right. So it's like windows rolling up, it's up.
Now.
David!
And did he not tell him to honk the fucking horn?
Did he tell him that?
Yes, he said if anything goes wrong,
I knew that he told him
honk the
something.
horn.
Oh,
And
my-
Kiefer's like, what do I do?
Yeah. Oh my god.
How you doing?
Fine. Fine for somebody who keeps running into her father, who's been dead for 20 years. Death is beautiful. What a bunch of crap. How you doing, Nelson? You okay? Because I'd like to thank you. Thank you for the nightmare.
Hey, you guys were all so eager to jump on my coattails. Well, welcome aboard.
You withheld information. That's the same as lying.
I'm sorry you're so upset.
Nelson, do you think you're the only one that risked or lost the goddamn thing
I always
here?
thought that there was something profoundly unnatural about this
Oh,
whole
shut
thing.
up, Steckel. Talk about somebody who doesn't risk a goddamn thing.
Hey, screw yourself. Come on, this is not gonna help, all right?
Yeah.
It's true. He didn't risk a thing.
No, he didn't. Because
Yeah,
he's the
he did.
No, he's the only thing that he risked was
His
being
career.
there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and if one of them died, like murder charges. Or,
Right. But I mean, he never
he had the letter.
He never. I don't know that he ever put a needle in anybody. I don't know that he ever touched a body to do CPR. Like
He was holding the video voice recorder. That's what he
because
was doing.
he's writing a fucking book about the whole thing, which
Right.
they never really explored, right? Like,
No.
I mean, because everything that he was saying was kind of fascinating when he was on his own.
Yeah, when he
You know,
yeah.
like it was like. I mean, you would think that again, it was a fucking hour and.
Actually,
50
his
minute
lines
movie.
he was delivering when he was doing I can't remember what he was saying, but I made a mental note about when he was writing his book thing and he corrected himself or something. There was a line that he did. I was like, whoever wrote that line was brilliant.
Yeah, when he's by himself in his
Yeah.
pajamas and
Yeah,
like
and
with
he's-
legs up on the wall and
Yeah.
stuff. I actually thought that scene was amazing because again, that's sort of like our intro to him.
The way he like stumbled on something and then changed the word to something, it just
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's no one writes. How can you write that? That
Right.
was really good. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Agreed.
what was I going to say? Oh, does anyone find that the suicide scene was overly complex in the way that was confusing?
100%. Why was the truck across the street?
Right. So he runs out of the street.
Right.
And then there's a bike there. So and then there's a truck that's like off in a weird location. And then there's a bullet hole now through the windshield
No,
with blood on it.
Through the front windshield.
Front windshield with blood
Yeah.
on it. So it was, at first I was like, oh, he like drove away and hit a child on a bike. Oh wait, no, that was just a bike just sitting there. It was probably her bike. Okay, and then he shot himself. And why did he run all the way? Maybe that's where he kept his gun. I don't know.
I mean, maybe he ran out there, wasn't even all the way in the
It was
car.
just overly complex and it confused the shit out of me. And I had to
Totally
like
agree with
piece
that.
it all together.
Yeah, in fact, I thought the exact same scenario. I thought,
He
oh,
could have just
fuck.
done it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, fuck, he hit a kid.
Right.
And then it's like, well, there's no kid. There's just a bike, and she's running past. And then it's like, okay, the truck is facing the wrong way, like, and it's like in a yard, and the door is open, and then there's blood on the front windshield. Like, the fuck, like, how are we supposed to put that together? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure maybe there's some like crazy thing that the director did where he was like, here's the scenario and this is the way we're going to block it.
Guess.
It'll be genius or whatever. But I thought exactly, I thought that could have been way more simplified. I feel like he should have just run into a bedroom or something, like and maybe
just run in front of a car or something. I don't know.
That okay, so that's what I thought happened.
Yeah, I thought that he
At
got
first,
hit and
he had just run out in front of a car.
then there
or
was a
something.
bullet hole, and I was like, oh, he didn't get hit.
Yeah,
That
same
was
thing. But I
his
definitely
truck.
the bike was interesting.
Yeah, because they made a point to show the bike.
And the way that the bike was laying, it was like, that's
Like,
unnatural.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, Rich, that's like 3 times this episode.
I know.
We've been on the same fucking page.
This is where Billy lives. Wake up, you little shit. You got company. Want to know how I knew he was here? Because I put him here.
So I don't like scenes like this.
I don't either.
I think we all know that. It makes me sad because, I know shit like this happens and it's not like where anybody means it to go and all that. But again, it fucking sucks. But at the same time, you understand why Billy Maloney is so fucking pissed and is going to fucking take
Right.
the Kiefer right out of the Sutherland.
This scene seems super Lost Boys-y. The way they filmed it and everything, like them falling, it was very Lost Boys-y falling. Maybe that's the only way they could do falling back
I
in the
feel
80s.
like
I
from
don't know.
here to the end
They should
is
have played.
all
They
Lost
should have
Boys.
played that falling song from Lost Boys.
Because I'm free.
That one?
Yeah, that one or no? I thought it was Lost Boys from the moment they got in the car. Even when he was getting out of the car, they pull up, and it's funny. Me and Casey both laughed at the same thing because they're all facing forward, and then Kiefer Sutherland like kind of turns to the right to the passenger window, and you just expect his eyes to fucking start glowing before he jumps out of the car. He's just like, and we both literally just started laughing, like, okay, what the fuck is happening here? And then he's running around and all that shit.
There was way too many alley. Why are people walking through alleys?
Yeah, there's got to be. It's a cemetery. There's an easier
Especially at
way
the
to get
beginning,
there.
and he's just
Yeah,
walking
this
through
cemetery is-
homeless people, and it's like
This
fires
cemetery is
and
bullshit. I'm like, okay, you killed him like 18 years ago. Like that tombstone shouldn't be like just beaten to shit. It
he
should
kept
be, like,
good care of it. He
it
felt
was
bad
not
about it.
good.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
It was
can't
a
watch.
huge
I can't watch the child scenes. Those things freak me out. But like, I'm like, realistically, since you can be haunted by like people that are alive, clearly, since like the child version of that girl followed around Kevin Bacon, and she was still alive.
Oh, what a fucking interesting thing.
I'm
We
like,
haven't talked about that.
If you want like rage and fucking horror, like that little boy was probably like the nicest little boy in the history of the world. Like he'd be getting chased by that little boy's fucking mom with a goddamn pickaxe, like for the rest of his
Yeah,
life.
that's a
Right.
good point. And obviously they had some money because that fucking tombstone is huge.
Right.
Not small.
Yeah, so they were probably rich kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I did.
So that means Kiefer was a rich kid because they went to the same school.
Well, that's what we had talked about earlier. So we were trying, but I did like the. We actually both laughed though on that. Joe, I got to borrow your car, and he's just out of there, right? It's, wait, where the fuck are you
It's another
going?
one of those times where I'm like, why are they fucking friends with this dude?
Yeah, what an asshole. So I brought this up in the 5 questions or whatever, and I'm so glad that the way that it looked in my head was confirmed because there's this certain Julia Roberts thing in Steel Magnolias, in this movie, in Pretty Woman, where she's wearing this robe and her hair falls a certain way, and she does this like acting with her hands thing that she does, and she does it right here. So anyway, I think we talked about that in the 5 questions.
Mm-hmm.
So when Kiefer Sutherland goes in and does all this shit to himself,
right?
What stops his heart?
He injected himself with something, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the same stuff they were doing with the other people. It was
Okay.
like, it was like a different drug that he gave himself.
So his plan wasn't to come back that time, right?
Yeah.
Well, he put the fucking cold blanket on himself, so...
Well, I think it didn't matter. He just wanted to get that thing resolved.
No. He pulled that cold blanket up on himself.
Well, I'm sure he didn't want to die, but he knew that he probably would die.
Hold on. He wanted to die to go take care of that for sure.
I meant not die forever. I don't think he didn't want to die forever, but he probably thought he would die forever.
Oh, I think he wanted to die forever. That's the
Why
reason
would you pull the blanket on you then? Just die.
Because they
cold,
had
like,
you
your
have
body
to get his
temperature.
body temperature down to 86 before he can die.
No, that's just to be able to bring him back.
No, that's for your brain not to get
but
brain
it's whenever
damage.
it's warm, it's so you can come back. But like whenever it's cold, it brings it down. I mean,
Correct. So to kill them, they've been doing it the whole movie. They're putting the cold on.
That's
they
not to
bring
kill them.
it down.
That's to make sure that their brain doesn't have damage.
But they bring them down to 86
for the brain damage.
Yeah.
What?
He explained that in the thing. He was like, I'm going to chill my body so
Right.
that my brain doesn't get damage.
Yep.
That's why they did that.
That's
it's
not-
not to,
okay.
not
That's
to
like
kill them.
the kids
Yeah, I
that fall
thought
in the
he was-
ice and they're dead for an hour and they bring them back.
Oh, interesting.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
that
thought they had to
that
get
he
the
was
body
trying to
temperature
kill
down.
himself.
Yeah, me too.
Which I was like, what a shitty way to do that. To like call somebody and go, I'm gonna go do this. Don't come get me.
He said goodbye.
Yeah.
He obviously I think it was meant to be killing
And then she
himself
goes,
for sure. So.
wait, where are you? Like clearly he's not going to the same place.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he did.
I think that's a debate.
I just think that he probably didn't want to die forever, but he thought that he probably would.
What
Or if
would
he
be
called
the
right
point?
then,
Why
have
not?
enough
Why
time?
if that were the case? And seriously,
Because if they got there in
hold
time,
on.
to-
But
to
seriously,
revive him.
but take this into consideration. He just ran away from them. So why not just be like, guys, I know what to do to get me out of this thing. Let's all go to this thing and put me under one more time. Fucking please do this, and I'm gonna go. So no, he didn't do that. He ran. They actually didn't even all fucking even know where he was. They were looking for him. He called. He told her goodbye. Is what I'm saying. I think he was meaning to 100% end it all.
I would say absolutely that's the case, except for the fact that he put the little cold blanket on himself. I don't know.
I don't know.
Unless he thought that cold blanket was what was going to help him reach this place that he was trying to get.
You don't think it's just like a weird thing, like where they like use an alcohol swab to like before they give you a lethal injection? Like it's just like you just go through the motions, but it doesn't really actually matter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe he was just really hot
Right.
when he was doing it. He just wanted to be comfortable.
Yeah. Well,
You know, you might have something there.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hail Mary, praise Jesus, all that stuff. Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Don't try to.
I'm gonna get this on tape, okay, guys?
Said it wasn't such a good day to die.
yeah, it was good. I liked it too. I thought it was a fun watch. Glad this one made it. So if you're interested, there's a remake coming up. I believe it's out today, right?
It is out, yes, when you're listening to this, not on video.
Right. Oh, unless you're watching this on video,
Then it is
and then
not
it just
out
gets
today.
fucking confusing. But
Stars that girl, that woman Ellen Page,
Yeah.
and all those other people.
who's Ellen Page?
Ellen Page is
Juno.
from Juno.
She was.
Oh, she's still an actress.
She was Catherine Pride in X-Men.
Oh, I don't.
that's true.
I don't
Part
I don't
3
know
or
that.
whatever.
What's her name? Catherine Pride?
Yeah,
Okay.
Kitty Pride.
Yeah. I forgot to do thanks for sharing. So, sorry.
That's okay. Well, everybody who shares the podcast,
Thank you.
thank you so very much. Please keep sharing our posts. We do appreciate any and all reviews, any shares. Don't go away yet. We still got more shit to talk about. I'm just letting you guys know that we appreciate you a lot.
Let's check the email box. Email us at jaretgoestothemovies@gmail.com.
Sweethearse writes, just wanted to tell you that the live format is amazing. I was slightly busy last night, so I couldn't catch all of it, be as involved in the chat as I wanted to. So now I'm catching up on the parts that I missed. Oh my God, the heights. We talked about the heights.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Did you know that people were protesting Jamie Walters because he was portraying an abusive boyfriend in 90210? Apparently, some idiots can't tell the difference between a real person and a caricature.
I actually didn't think that was the thing. I thought that he actually got in trouble for so maybe that's
He's
just
a method
it.
actor.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, just wanted to thank you for everything that you guys do. Again, the show is amazing, all caps, and the new format is gorgeous.
Thanks, Sweethurst.
Yep. Ryan Chang writes, "Hey guys, just got done listening to the Batman podcast, and Jaret made a comment about Batman maybe not fitting in the Batmobile due to how long his ears are. Well, he is correct. There were 2 head masks made so that he could fit inside the Batmobile when the cover door closes. One was long for normal shooting and the other specifically for him for the Batmobile. A few things too. A, in this movie and Batman Returns are the shortest screen time Batman appears in the movie. I don't remember which movie has at least amount, but they are less than 10 minutes of screen time. I think it's 8 minutes. B, Joel Schumacher, which ties into this movie, coincidentally. Kilmer and Clooney are the worst Batmans, but Batman's made, but they are also the most true to the comics. Also, Batman and Batman Returns are villain-driven movies. They really focus a lot on, of the story on the Joker, Penguin, and Catwoman. And finally, 3, in Batman, why the fuck is Batman running away from the bad guys? He would normally kick their ass. You see him constantly running in the movie, and also leaves the Batmobile with Basinger and runs for a block or so when he could clearly fucking drive. Your loyal fan, Ryan.
Isn't there one where one of the Batmobiles, like he just tells it what to do and it just goes somewhere?
Yeah.
I mean
that was the first one. That was the one we watched. I think he did that, or the second one. No, I think it was the first one.
Michael Keaton did that.
Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton
okay,
did that.
yeah.
But does the armor?
Yeah. So he probably really likes the Ben Affleck Batman because he definitely kicks ass in that one.
Yeah, he doesn't take shit.
He doesn't take shit from nobody.
What, Batman?
Yeah, the Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
That fight scene was amazing.
You like that?
Good. Yeah, it was really good. All right, Lee Douglas writes, "Hi guys.
Hi.
Just a quick message for Jaret.
Yes.
Jaret, this one's for you.
Hi, Lee.
Me and my wife. Whoa.
Hey-o.
This might get a little. Me and my wife saw you in Thekla?
At the
Bristol?
Thekla, yeah. It's a boat.
Oh.
It's fucking crazy, actually. Like, our dressing room is at, like, is it, like, the bow? Like, I don't know. It's at, like...
The stern.
I don't know. Anyway,
The port?
It's literally, like, the side of the fucking boat, and it's, like, shaped like the front of the... Anyway, it was really cool.
Well, they saw you there last night, apparently, according to this.
Nice.
And it was honestly the best gig I've ever been to. I've been to a load of gigs, but I've never experienced something so intimate and completely honest. You blew us away, man, and had my wife in tears and both of us cracking up laughing. The whole show was badass. So happy you played Cold Shower Tuesdays, by the way. Made my night.
Oh,
Is that
man.
a song?
That means a lot. A, yes, it is. Secondly, thank you so very much for the kind words. And third... Rich, thanks for putting a nice email in about me.
I read all the emails.
Usually it's just about shit about you.
He also says, just to say, I think it's fantastic how open you are with the anxiety issues, etc. And generally, you have helped me talk through with my wife shit and issues I've had similar. So just thank you for that.
Absolutely. Anybody out there, you got some shit going on, make sure you talk about it. And if you don't, be a good listener.
All right. Becky Simpson writes, "Hey, Jaret, I was at last night's show. It was amazing. I don't know what show this was, but it was amazing. And I just wanted to thank you. I was hoping to get to meet you after the gig and say this in person, but my friends had to get home. I've been listening to your music since the first album, and I cannot tell you how much you've saved me. I have bipolar disorder, and every time I feel like I'm going under, your songs are my go-to so I can get through." I teared up a little bit on that one. They also mean loads to my kids. Their first gig was a VIP to Get Happy tour, to the Get Happy tour you did with Army of Freshmen. When they miss me, they're both grown up now, they put on BFS and cheer themselves up. I just wanted to say thanks for saving my life, for the happy songs and the sad, and for being brave enough to talk about how lots of us are struggling every day, so we know you're not alone. XXX.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that the best thing about being me and in my band is just tying people together. I love the fact that moms and dads bring their kids to our shows, that everybody, and we forever have been like the band that parents and kids agree on, and
Right.
I love that. And I, obviously, we've made a big impact with talking about anxiety and whatever. But and obviously, the thing is, Rich, that what's going on now is like mental health hasn't really been a thing in the UK as much. And obviously, I know you have your views on it, so I appreciate the fact that you put these emails in there because, this means a lot to me. So thank you, and I'm glad that I can make you guys smile and hang in there and keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, and she also asked, would y'all consider doing the Nightmare Before Christmas? Always been one of my faves. I would just say go to the Reddit page and add that to the suggestions, because I'm actually taking all the top picks from that page and putting them on the schedule. So our Jaret Goes to the Movies on Reddit.
Also, she brought up the Get Happy tour, which happened in 2007, and we just announced that the Get Happy tour is back in 2018. So this tour goes to 11.
So what do you do? You're doing all the songs from that?
All of the songs from Drunk Enough to Dance, which was our first big record, our biggest record in the United Kingdom, which is the one over there where we're in the suits.
Oh, got
right
it.
there.
Yep.
And so Drunk Enough to Dance and all the hits.
Awesome. Craig Wunderlich writes, can we stop?
Come on.
Right?
Can we just take a moment?
That's what
Also,
I put
first of all, Craig, like, here's the
How
thing.
happy must his wife be, by the way?
Congratulations.
But here's the thing. My last name is Red Dick, okay? For my whole life, I've been fucking made fun of for it or whatever. And until I finally figured out what it was and, or how to defend it. And it's just like, hey, your last name's Red Dick. Yes, it's because my grandfather was a gigolo, and it's possible that we're related. And that usually shuts them the fuck up, to be honest. But there's other ways you can go. It's only red because I had it in your mother last night. It's only red because your father uses teeth. We could fucking literally go on for days. I have all the defense mechanisms for it. So what's his last name?
Wunderlich.
Wunderlich is the fucking greatest ever. Because even if somebody tries to turn it around on you.
How do you turn that around?
Well,
his
because you
wife
could be
is
like,
happy as shit.
well, they could be just like, why don't you Wunderlich this? And then he would be like, that's because I just got finished Wunderlicking your sister.
Oh, yeah.
And then if they were like, she's only 2, then you'd be like, that's fucking gross. You're an idiot.
He says, hello, I am a longtime Bowling for Soup fan from Omaha, Nebraska.
Get ready or not, Omaha, Nebraska. You know I have a song about that,
He
right?
says from the song.
Right.
A few months ago, and I did not know that. A few months ago, I found your podcast, and I've been doing my best to get caught up. Some of my favorites so far have been Top Gun, The Notebook, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Jaret's opening a bill.
The reason for my email today is to say thank you and let you, Jaret, know how much the song Drinkin' Beer on a Sunday from your album Drunk Dynasty has helped me, as well as my brother, Ben, and cousin, Amanda. While I have always enjoyed the song, it recently became a big help to me when my grandfather passed away this summer. If the song is an autobiographical, it's as it sounds, it seems that we have very similar relationships with our grandfathers. I just want to let you know how much the song has helped me through a rough patch in my life. Thank you, and know that every Miller Lite I drink on Sunday, I do so with my grandpa and your song in mind. Thank you once again.
I love that. What what's funny is I love those kind of relationships. My grandpa was, to me, he was the king of the world, and I obviously I love my dad and my brother's my hero, but my grandpa was just on a different plane. I wouldn't say a different level, different plane. On this last tour, Jenny from the Lounge Kittens lost her grandpa, and we all got a tattoo in his honor, and it's just cool that people have those kind of relationships with those that put so much into them as kids. And anyway, I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm glad that you found some comfort in what I had to say. And yeah, all of my shit is autobiographical. I will say that song is a bit of a conglomerate of some experiences with me and with other guys in the band, and my observations of those. But take it and do with it what you want in your head.
Mike Riley writes, "Evening all, I have been listening to your podcast for a couple weeks now, downloading random episodes for listening on my journeys for work. I'm a lift engineer, or as you guys call them, elevators. So I'm also on the road traveling between jobs. I just wanted to say that I honestly look forward to a 2-hour drive now, knowing that I get to hear you guys talk about many movies I grew up to and share most of your opinions on them. Rich, not so much." Kidding. Love Rich. What I like most is the fact that you guys just tell shit as it is, and I love it. Jaret has me in stitches literally all the way through, and Rich is the goddamn king of no fucks given. Love what you guys do and look forward to hearing more episodes. Can I make 2 recommendations for future films? Firstly, A Million Ways to Die in the West, and secondly, one from my childhood, The Great Outdoors. Peace, Mike.
Great Outdoors would be a good one. And that one's going to be tough to get to. I'm going to be honest, because there's so many good ones. Summer Rental,
yeah,
Uncle Buck. I mean, that's going to be a tough one, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, put it on the list, and if people upvote it, we'll do it.
The other thing I wanted to say about that email was, did you know in England the ground floor is actually 0? So when you
really?
go up, you go to 1.
Oh.
So like when you're trying to get back down.
Well, no, okay, yeah, that's right. Because we'll call it the lobby, but then the next floor will be 2.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times we skip 13.
Yeah, we do.
That's just bad luck.
So they're 0 base. So they're like coders, like programmers.
Yeah.
It's like an array.
Yeah. If you're unhappy with your job, become a coder.
Yeah. The first item of an array is 0.
Yeah. That's how we count.
Yes.
Got it.
0 based. All right. Tom Forrester writes, so for the last 3 weeks, they have been playing Sylvester Stallone's illustrious film Over the Top.
Over the top, Dad. Over the top.
On several cable channels.
That's the arm wrestling one?
Yeah.
El Rey Network, CMT, and others. Every time it comes on, I stop what I'm doing and watch the whole thing. You guys have to do this. I bet it would be hilarious. Following the show, you, Rich, and Kiddie Corner Wil, 1L, have to arm wrestle to see who is the international arm wrestling champion of Prosper, Texas, Roadhouse. See you on the road. See you down the road.
I feel like Rich will definitely beat both of us.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing.
Armstrong.
So this is the thing with me.
If we did leg wrestling,
Calf wrestling, everyone's fucked.
I can't. Yeah, exactly.
My legs are fucking strong.
I think you guys. I've never been able to arm wrestle. Like even whenever I was lifting like a lot, I've just never been able to do that.
It's a weird motion.
It's a really weird. I think people train for that shit.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
it's but I can usually beat girls usually.
And like what a weird thing, because all dudes at some point are like, "Yeah, I'll fucking arm wrestle you" as like a girl, and it's like this whole thing where they're like, "Oh, almost had it. Just kidding, you're a fucking girl."
Man,
awful.
Well, when I started college, this
Everybody giggles.
economics professor walked in, and there were only 18 kids in my class, and this guy was so fucking old, and he was the head of economics for Midwestern State University, and it was a fucking terrible toupee on. But he was well put together ish, and like kind of starting to get frail or whatever. And first day of fucking class, I'll never forget as long as I live. And he just comes in and he goes, "I actually do check roll. Not a lot of professors do." So he starts to go around the thing, and he gets to this girl, and he just says her name. Let's call her Jennifer Watson. It doesn't matter what her fucking name is. He goes, "Jennifer Watson." And then he's looking down at his paper, this fucking little old man with this fucking amazing toupee. And he just looks up at her and he goes, "You want to arm wrestle?" And I fucking lost my shit. And I was like, I'm taking every class this teacher ever teaches ever. And I did. I stuck with him too. I was like, that was fucking amazing.
Did they
That's the end.
Did they arm us?
No, that's the end of the story.
That's the end of the emails.
Oh, well, shit. This has been a fantastic podcast. Honestly, on a Tuesday for us. Man, we got a lot of work to do over the coming weeks. Thank you guys so very much for all the kind words over the last few episodes. If you haven't checked out the Dean Cameron interview, go back and check that out. It was a lot of fun to do. Hopefully we'll have him on again, and I won't fucking ask him how the band Bowling for Soup got their name. Hey, follow us on all the socials. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and everything else by searching for Jaret Goes to the Movies. Suggest and vote for future episodes on Reddit at Jaret Goes to the Movies. Find me on all the socials at JARET2113. Rich is everywhere using Rich Coleman TX. Casey with a C, Casey Gant, is everywhere as well. And Will with one L, who I just did a photo shoot with my friend Will Von Bolton. And
I saw that
for the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And he took some amazing photos for us as well. And anyway, he fucking, I could not fucking ever get his name to come up because I would type in WIL and there'd be Will Vark or whatever. What the fuck is this going? But Will Von Bolton took the Zoe photos that we've got up now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so WIL Vark, or you can just find him at greyhoundfosterfather.com. Thank you guys so very much for listening. You're all amazing. Why not listen next week? Until then, we'll see you down the road.
I like you more than a friend.
But most of all, we'll see you down the road.